back to the Takelusive Space podcast. I know last time I didn't quite get the name of the podcast correct, but you can't blame me. It's super confusing. Joining with me this evening is DJ, our classical space enthusiast. How are you?
Doing pretty good. A lot of flights.
I know. So I hope this is the new normal. Like, we went, like, how many years and decades with one or two launches a year, maybe 3 or 4 when you count satellites in there. But now we have
back during Space Shuttle, there was like 3 or 4. Now it's 2 within a week from the same pad.
Exactly. It's like, well, so we haven't talked in a while because last week we had our actual spacecraft test pilot on, and that was pretty cool. Michael very graciously donated some time and got to pick his brain about some cool stuff. But we need to talk about some news, DJ. It has been lots of things have happened. So we'd recorded last time before docking had occurred with Bob and Dirg. So we got that to talk about. Did you watch that live or?
Yes, I watched. I watched the maneuvers live where they got to have fun, and then I think I watched actual capture live and hard docking. I did not watch them going into ISS live though.
It took them a long time to get that.
It was like 2 hours from docking to hard capture to actual entrance. Yep. So, but yeah, what'd you catch?
I didn't catch I kind of had broken it up. I don't remember what day it happened on. I don't even remember what I was doing. I was just kind of busy. So I was kind of in and out during the day. 2 weeks at this point? I know, right? It was kind of a lot of so much stuff has happened since then. So I watched a little bit of the maneuvering. I believe I had that in the background, so I wasn't like watching it. But they're just tapping the touchscreen, which is pretty cool. Just like I was in the simulator, so that's pretty cool.
I seriously thought they were gonna have at least one joystick for that, but nope.
Right? I know. Come on, they're pilots. But there's a good point. Like, you got a lot more precise when you have to input each amount of delta V you want to insert into the situation.
Yeah, and I can guarantee you they had a whole lot more fine control than we did.
I'm sure. 2 speeds, a lot or a little? No, they probably have like infinite. Yeah, so I watched some of that, and then I didn't watch all of the 200 meter safe zone. I think I started watching it about 20 meters out from the docking apparatus.
Yeah, because that took like 5 minutes to go from there to actually docking.
I know, yeah. So I was kind of waiting. I didn't want to watch the boring part. So, oh well. I didn't miss too much, I don't think. But yeah, I watched soft capture and then hard capture, and then I watched until they came on board the station. So that was about a 2-hour process. They had a lot of communications issues. I'm like, okay, I get it's the first flight, like whatever, but they're having problems communicating.
Yeah, it was
the,
linking up
capsule over
the hardline connection to the ISS.
Yeah, the hardline connection. I'm just like, oh my goodness, that's. I mean, out of all the things to go wrong, right? You'd think the non-wired connection would go. I have problems with more problems with Wi-Fi than I do with Ethernet, right? Like, what's the problem here?
Did you see when Bob first came in? He knocked his head and his head was bleeding.
Oh my gosh! I felt so bad.
That's like, he's just sitting there blotting it while they're doing the interview. Yeah. I'm like,
get this man a Band-Aid.
And
the fact that I'm such a klutz.
And the fact that it's just sitting there in like a little bubble attached to his head because it's not going anywhere.
It's true. Just gets a huge little blob. Yeah.
But yeah, that was about 2 weeks ago. So
common greetings, yeah. And they've been on station. They did a lot of work. It sounds like they got most of the Dragon checkout stuff done, and they were doing a little bit of science a couple days ago, which was fun to see.
Most everything that they're testing on Dragon is done. The only thing I think they have left is just the solar panel duration.
And the trip home.
Yep.
I've heard that's going to be a trip. So that happened. Do you think of anything else of note? I guess they're officially there till August. We didn't know that last week.
Yeah, it's. I swear, I think it. I don't know if they're gonna push back Crew 1 a little bit, because they gotta have time to actually take the data and look it back over. But if they don't, it's gonna be like 2 weeks in between them getting back and Crew 1 going up. So
yeah, definitely.
That's gonna be interesting.
I wouldn't be opposed to that. You
I
know?
wouldn't either. They're gonna be up all night for 2 weeks looking over that data.
Better yet, why don't we just send up Crew 1 while DM2 is still up there, and we can have a little party with 9 people on the ISS. That'd be cool.
First time in a long time.
Exactly. And we have 2 U.S. spacecraft, because I believe the docking port number 1 and the Harmony module is not being used right now. So
Yeah.
they do have room. They could make it happen, but they won't. They're going to play it safe, I'm sure. They got to review the data first. So after all that happened, we got Elon tweeting about how Starship is now the number 1 priority.
Yeah.
Did that blow your brains? Because, like,
Well, I mean,
okay, Elon time, right? Like, okay, we gotta get Falcon 1 up and running. Okay, we got Falcon 1 up to Falcon 9. We got Falcon 9 up and running. Okay, we gotta land Falcon 9. Okay, we gotta get commercial resupply missions. Okay, we got those. All right, we gotta get Crew up there. Okay, we got those. Now we gotta get Starship. And it's just like, dude, I get you're excited and I'm excited too, but just take a minute and celebrate the fact that you sent humans to space. What?
well, you also have to remember that they have this new moon contract with NASA, and they have like a year to prove some stuff. So
Oh my gosh.
they got to get the ball rolling. They haven't even made a SN hop at all. So,
I know. I can't wrap my head around all of the changes that need to happen over the next year. But if it's anything like the last year, we had the launch pad abort failure, right? Last year.
Oh yeah.
Was,
Well,
like,
no, it
spring
wasn't
of
the abort
2019.
failure. It was just the test
explosion.
failure.
The Dracos
Yeah.
just exploded.
The kaboomy.
Yeah, wouldn't want to have anyone in there at that time. But yeah, like that, just the amount of iteration that happened between that event and now we have DM2. Like, it could totally happen, but it's going to be another crazy year for SpaceX, which I'm not opposed to.
Speaking of the
Not
year,
opposed
though,
to at all.
can you believe that it's already June? Like, I realized that today
Middle
when
of
I was
June
at work.
now.
I'm like, where did the year go? I mean, I know we spent 2 months in quarantine so far, 2.5 months in quarantine, but where did the year go?
To Netflix mostly, but yeah.
You are right.
Oh,
I'm
my.
ashamed to tell you how much I've watched on Netflix.
I don't have time to watch Netflix, but I would if I could. I would tell you that.
Oh,
I've watched-
speaking of Netflix, though, I did go back and finish Space Force.
Oh, how was that?
I
haven't
got
watched
over
any
the
of
fact
episodes.
that there was basically no scientific accuracy whatsoever. But it was funny. I got over it and it was funny. Better than The Office.
Well.
Of course, I also don't like The Office.
I'm sorry. How do I end this FaceTime call here? Okay. Just delete him from the show. Actually, no. You're on this side. Wait, what side are you on? I don't know. But yeah, I'm in charge. No Office fans are not allowed. No non-Office fans. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway.
But yeah, it's decent. I mean, just get over the fact that it's not scientific at all. But
I can never get over that fact, though. Like, even the most, like... Even I have a little bit of a problem with Star Wars. Like, Episode 8, where they just had the bombs dropping out of the bomb ships. Like, and I'm just like... No. And the remote is falling, and I'm just like... No. I can't do that. But... glad you could. Hey, SN. We got lots of SNs going on.
5,
We got-
6, 7. Are we gonna get an 8 sometime in the next week and a half?
What do you think? Like, I think we can do one a week at this point. Like, I'm thinking we had.
I think they
SN
could start one a week at this point. I don't think they could finish them in a
Yeah.
week.
I think they'll get to that point. They're building the new high bay.
Yeah,
Which
the
will give them that much
88
more
meter high
capacity.
bay, I believe, is what it said.
Gosh, yeah, that thing is going to be
Super heavy.
huge. Yeah, and I can't even stack them. That's just they're going to have to be stacked on the pad. It's like, oh
Well,
my
what
goodness.
do you think the acronym is going to be for super heavy? SH1?
Probably. I could see SH1. Or yeah, that's if it had to be 2 letters and a number, I think that's what it would be.
Because I mean,
But,
they can't just
hang
go
on.
back and start SN again.
No, they have to keep those separate. But just the rate of improvement, and I know lots of other people cover this much better than you or I could ever, but, between what parts are there, what parts are being built, where those parts are, how close they are to the test stand, it's just like, oh my goodness. And SN5 just left the high bay and went to the test stand today, so here's to more testing. My goodness.
Hopefully this one's not another big fireball.
I would hope that they'll learn from their mistakes. That's just my hope.
Yeah, I mean, it was only quick disconnects. How much can you get wrong with a quick disconnect? Apparently they found out.
Apparently. That was scary. We talked about this already, but that was just like solid like water tower tank, just fireball in one frame. It's like, dang.
I mean, the mass simulator was going in like 3 frames.
Yeah, like it's like that's 10 tons of steel.
Bye bye.
I'm glad no one was on that or near it, and that's why they closed the roads apparently. Even though I would have said a week ago that you don't need to close the roads; they're being pretty safe, right? Why do they have to close the roads?
But speaking of the roads, the picture that I can't remember if it was him or one of the people that are always out there taking videos, posted the picture looking at Boca Chica Village with the actual building site right behind it. I didn't realize that was that close. I mean, now I know the test stand's farther away from the houses and stuff than the actual building site, but yeah, I didn't realize that was that close to them.
Yeah, it's right there. I think Elon posted a picture that he took from his jet before he landed one of the times, and just like it's grown so much since just this time last year. Like it was just a field out in the middle of nowhere. Even
since the Starship event.
True, yeah.
Because like they had, I think maybe
2 tents, and they had 2 tents, one wind deflector.
Yeah. And now it's like 4 tents, starting on the second high bay at this point. Ridiculous.
Exciting times. So you saw the Starship for the moon landings is like totally different than regular Starship. Have you noticed those renders and stuff?
Yeah, because they got those, the thrusters about 3/4 of the way up the body. Because the Raptors are too strong, even like at one just full, like on the lowest low it can go, is still too powerful. But
I cannot wait for the Raptors.
And that one, I don't know if they're painting it or what, because it looks like it's using carbon composite, like they were.
It didn't look like that. I'd imagine that has to be some kind of long duration thing where they want to have some insulation or something.
Maybe,
because
but
the plan is to send them to the moon and leave them there.
Yeah. I still don't think it would be carbon composite though. They must be painting it or something.
Possibly.
Then again, it's renders.
It's Elon's never changed anything from render to production.
Never.
He's always consistent.
Well, okay. Tesla, yes. SpaceX.
Even the Model 3, the original Model 3 had like different handles. It had Model S handles and had some different wheel options, and I think there's one that had.
But it's not as drastic as SpaceX.
Agreed. That's true. But SpaceX is literally going to space and going to Mars. Like
it's literally rocket science.
Sorry, just insert the GIF of SN4.
Gosh.
So we had that, and there's been a lot of launches. Have you been able to keep up with this? Like, my goodness, it's almost a full-time job at this point.
I watched the Starlink 7, and I was like, okay, it'll be about a month before another one goes up. Nope, turn around a week later. I'm like, when was this announced?
I know,
I
right?
didn't even see it.
Starlink 8 and Starlink 7 were a week separated. Was it last? Yeah. It was about a week.
I think it was like, if anything more than a week, it was like a week and a day.
I think the drone ship barely had time to return, offload the previous one, and go back. It's like, wow, they need more of those pretty soon.
Well, they are building a third. I can't
Yeah, I
remember
saw
what the
that.
name of the third one was, but
It's another one of
so
those
they
ships
will have
from
3
that
out
movie
there.
that I didn't watch. I think one of them has been borrowed from Vandenberg, so they have the West Coast one and the
Well,
East Coast
now that
right now.
they're able to do polar launches from Kennedy, I mean, they really don't even need Vandenberg anymore.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
It was like, I think 3 or 4 months ago, they announced that they were looking into doing polar orbits again from Kennedy. Because the reason we stopped was we dropped a rocket on a cow during the Cuban Missile Crisis.
So you
Yeah.
go south, not north. Okay.
Yeah. So,
Huh.
but that's why they would launch in Vandenberg all the time for polar orbits, because you're launching down California, and when you're launching down California,
Yeah.
you're just going straight into the ocean at that point. So,
Yep. Yeah. Used to live really close to Vandenberg. My dad worked there for a while, upgraded their launch control systems. Got to see quite a few launches there, but unfortunately I was too young to understand what these Delta 3s and Delta 4s were. If I could go back to those days.
too young for appreciation.
I know. All these poor kids who are growing up now, they're just going to have it as a given that we have the ability to launch people to the ISS and don't have to buy seats from the Russians anymore.
That and just watching multiple rockets land, like, wasn't something
Yeah.
interesting gonna happen? Like,
This is...
do you not know what we did when they landed the first one?
Go watch the videos how not to land an orbital class rocket and get 2 minutes of explosions. Pretty good.
Oh, I'm ready to watch how not to fire a full flow stage combustion Raptor.
I think someone asked Elon for that,
Tim
right?
did.
And he
Tim
said,
did.
Oh, he did? Oh my.
Sadly, I don't think that one's gonna have as many explosions, but
It won't be as epic
yeah,
because
it's not a rocket falling out of the sky yet.
yet. Starhopper could have fallen pretty easily, but it didn't.
To a couple seconds later.
Yeah, but it's gonna be so fascinating, like how quickly they can bring all this up and online, because we're going back to the moon. Who knew it was this quick? Like, I feel like I just opened Twitter and like I feel like I keep a pretty good pulse on space news. Like, it was like, oh, okay, we're sending a Starship to the moon in a couple of years.
Well then.
Okay. Who would have thunk? Yeah. So SN5 is rolling out. SN7 is just a tank, right? Like,
Yeah,
that's just gonna
SN7
be
is
a
just a test
small-
tank. I think they're using a
What-
different type of steel for that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, 304, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, 304L or something.
I don't remember the letters.
And then
had
I
to
think
do
there's
some
nose
research on that.
cones for past 5 and 6 being made right now as well.
They just keep appearing.
Like, I know I saw 3 tips of nose cones, so I didn't dig into that one very much because the dude that pieces them all together in the with
yeah.
the drawing
Colors.
and in the pictures. Yeah, I hadn't seen that one yet of that, so we'll see. But they're coming out. They're coming along.
Yeah, crazy. And then back on the station side, they had an interview. Did you catch the media event with I don't know, like two journalists from big publications got to ask like 6 or 7
I'm
questions.
not sure. There was
to
like
Bob
3
and
or
Doug.
4 different times they had interviews on there.
They probably did, but the one I caught, I just remember being like, why are these the people we're letting ask the questions? Because there were 2 different people, and they got to ask, however many questions, like 15 minutes worth of questions, and they both asked like the same questions. How does it feel to be on station? How does it feel to finally return to manned spaceflight? It's like,
I think I know which one you're talking about because I saw some people making fun of how many times they asked, "How was the ride up?"
Just let Tim ask the questions, guys. Like, he'll do way better. Yeah, I don't know. But they amended. That's something else that changed, huh? They amended the contract between NASA and SpaceX.
Yeah.
So now SpaceX can launch NASA astronauts on reused Crew Dragon on reused
reused
Falcon
rocket.
9s.
Yeah.
So
Although I don't know what the timeline of that is. They're probably going to be
Yeah.
about a year before they do that. Or
yeah,
possibly a year and a half. But either way.
that's only going to speed things up though. Like, because you don't have to make a new one every time. Because we only have 3 Dragons still. Or like 3 Crew Dragons. We have
Yeah.
the one that was used in the the full abort test.
Yeah.
We have DM2,
This one
and we
Crew
have
1.
Crew 1. Those are the only ones
Yeah.
we have right now. And obviously they're building more, but they sound like
If
they're
you don't have to
expensive and
build more,
complicated.
then
Right?
save some money.
Do you think when and if DM2's Endeavor gets reused, will they keep it the name Endeavor, or will the next crew get to rename it? What do you think?
I don't know. I've been wondering that myself. I'm not very sure, to be honest. Because I mean, space shuttles kept their name, and
Mhm.
but they
Well,
they
weren't
did
named
was
by the crew.
yeah. But that could also be a new thing that's changed and kind of go back to how it was in the Apollo era, when they got to name their spacecraft until they kind of stopped that and yanked that away from them. And
Snoopy, Charlie Brown. What? We don't have the rights to those. What are you doing?
yeah, but I mean, it'd be like the acronym or like Endeavor, and then what's the acronym for commercial crew? So Endeavor CC2 or Endeavor CC4 or something like that.
Hmm. And you know how the commercial CRS Dragons have, like, the International Space Station is like, you know, they went 3 or 4 times or whatever,
Yeah.
and they have like little monikers on there. I wonder if they do that.
Oh, they're absolutely gonna do that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Dang.
But
So, did
Talking
you
about-
see the? No, go ahead. Go
well,
ahead.
talking about reusing the Crew Dragons and the Falcon 9s again, we finally had a 5th landing of a booster.
That was Starlink 7, right?
Starlink 7, yep.
Oh wow, that was. I didn't think that was gonna. I don't know. For some reason, in my head, like, every time they start bragging about, oh, this is gonna be the 5th time, or this is the 50th
They just
landing we've
jinx
had.
themselves.
They
I think
always
everybody
jinx
knocked
themselves.
on wood that day.
I know, right? I was like, okay, well, we'll see. But I always find a good indicator for how well the landing is going to go seems to be how good the live stream quality is. I don't know if it's like just a
Yeah,
total
because it didn't cut out,
coincidence.
did it?
It didn't cut out, and sometimes I don't remember the last one that they like lost and it like landed in the ocean, like, I don't know, about 2 months ago or so, because they had
Yeah.
bad weather data. The live feed cut out like pretty quick on reentry. Like it didn't. Normally you get live feed until
Yeah, most of the
they're
way
doing their
down.
landing burn. Yeah, but that one it cut out really quick, and I was kind of like, huh, well, hopefully it lands. And I think that was the 50th landing, and I was just kind of, I had this real uneasy feeling as like it just F9, like not available, no signal. I'm like, I don't think they're gonna land. They didn't land. I'm like, oh no.
Dang.
But this one, we got on Starlink 7, we got the best up until Starlink 8, which we'll get to in a second.
Yeah.
That was the best live stream coverage we've ever had on a rocket, in my ever so humble opinion.
Yeah.
Number 1, we got a crystal clear night launch up and down. That was on the reentry of the Falcon 9, and both of the Merlin cams, the MVAC Merlin cams, worked great. And after, we got to see the engineering cameras of the fairing deployment.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you see
yeah.
those?
I was
Oh,
actually going
my
to put that up here,
goodness.
but I'll run out of time. I can grab it really quick, but
Yeah, grab it. Oh, we got to dissect this.
all right.
Got to do some Scott Manley, fly safe.
Yay.
I can't do his accent, but I love Scott Manley.
Let's see here.
Yeah, he did a whole video dissecting what the different pieces were, and I don't remember any of it, but it was just so pretty to, like, that's a rocket. Just like, it looks just like a movie, right? Yeah. So for those who don't know, just about every rocket always has a bunch of extra engineering cameras, is what they're called. Even back to Apollo and Atlas rockets, they had engineering cameras. And after they splashed down or crashed into the ocean, engineers would recover these cameras and be able to look at the video footage from that and, get some better details on how the rocket performed during its launch and during its crash landing or whatever. SpaceX has kept up that tradition, but SpaceX has been very free with video posting, I've noticed. Like,
yeah, they have.
Elon
They've posted a lot more videos lately than they used to.
Yeah. ULA is always like, oh no, it's classified secret because we don't want other people building missiles or whatever, which I get. But
yeah,
I feel like Tesla's always just like, yeah, here, look at this fairing deployment, or yeah, here, here's this or here's that, which I love, totally love that part about SpaceX. Oh, look at that. Oh.
I mean, you could just see all the cloud from.
Play it again. We have to watch this like 2 or 3 times. Oh, yes. That was so perfect. Oh my gosh.
It was a pretty cool clip.
Yeah, so inside these fairings, they have 2 GoPro cameras that are just like literally off-the-shelf GoPros.
I think it's
like
way past 180 degrees because whenever in that feed, let me see if I can actually stop it on it and see it. All right, so it's at the very tip top up here. The camera is.
Yeah.
That looks like it's a long way from the top of the stack to that. It's like no space, so it's way wide angle.
Really? I think it's about 180 degrees, maybe 178 or something.
Something like that, but it's real wide.
I think that's like.
But you can actually see the parachutes.
Right? Yep.
So.
And you can also see the RCS control systems, and it's pretty cool. But the reason why we're talking about this is because you get to see the second stage in progress with the payload just flying by, and it's just like, and then it like immediately goes into the exhaust trail, and you get to see all the streams of smoke and color. And oh, by the way, this was right after sunset, so you get all of the pretty colors, just all of them.
There we go.
That is so.
Oh dang! It's not as clear on this as it was watching the other video, but
guys, you pull it up on YouTube if you don't like our video.
Just watch it there.
Come on, guys. And honestly, we're both sharing a 16:9 frame, so that whole thing might not be in frame.
Probably not. Oh well.
Oh dear. All these people are watching.
You might have to do a little bit of editing this time.
No, I don't like editing. I have 2 other shows to edit. Oh well. Yeah. But dude, that was probably the second coolest video, and I would have said, had we not had Starlink 8 happen this morning, I would have said that was the coolest video we've gotten all week. But we got something even cooler than that.
What was your favorite part on that one? On Starlink 8?
Of 8? Oh, the landing. Of the landing, for sure. Like, I am a photographer at heart. Yeah, pull up the picture. At this point, I'll just have to figure out how to get your thing in frame because, this seems pretty important. I am such a photographer. I love photography, and I love sunsets and sunrises and just everything that comes in with that. And getting to watch a Falcon 9 land like just before sunrise when the sky is just illuminated in a million colors, and it's all tranquil and peaceful, and there are wispy clouds in the background. Right, okay, here it comes. Oh, it gets a little overexposed, but it wasn't cut. The satellite feed didn't break.
It was perfect all the way down.
It was. I know, they really improved that. And then the exposure, and it's like,
it was such a beautiful landing.
Yes, I really hope they release higher quality video of that, and then I can stick that on my wallpaper somehow, because that is just a gorgeous picture. The Falcon 9 is just such
favorite shots.
Yeah, what was yours?
That one right there. You could see the engine bell glowing. It's that bright engine bell, and then you could see the curve of the Earth. Although that's kind of fish-eyed, where flat earthers will take that as a proof. No!
Let me get my tinfoil hat on. Oh, where'd I put it? Oh, no.
But yeah, it was one of those shots where you could see the curve of the Earth and how it's going back into the shadow.
Yeah.
So,
I
No, I
It
haven't.
went up out of the shadow and then back into it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now I haven't seen if anybody's gotten any of the like the UFO shots yet. I don't know if it ended up happening or not this morning. You know how
the
whenever
Starlink deploys?
the second stage backlights or backlit.
I haven't seen any of those. I haven't been on Twitter. I mean, I've been recording podcasts all day, so there probably has been. I don't know. We've got some good.
I just realized you're wearing the
podcasts that
WWDC shirt.
Yes, sir. We need to talk about our T-shirts because it's now the mid-roll time, 30 minutes in. Buy the Tailosive merch that I created. Has my face on it, Drew's face, Randy's face. Couldn't fit DJ on here, unfortunately. We'll have to do that next year. But DJ, you have a Tim Apple shirt, which is potentially cooler than my own. So, you know, if you're going to buy merch. Where did you get that one? Was that
one was Jonathan
Apple
Morrison.
Explained? Oh, John Morrison. Okay.
Yeah, John Morrison.
I can't keep my merches straight, but that's a pretty good one, too.
Half my closet is just merch of different types. That's all.
This is the only piece of merch that I made and I own, so I'm going to be wearing this till it falls apart. Also has my face on it, so.
But back to satellites.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Minor things.
Yeah. First thing about Starlink. Starlink 7 was 60 satellites.
Mm-hmm.
Starlink 8 was 58.
Ooh.
Because they did.
That sounds like a conspiracy theory right there. We have Starlink 7 with 60 and Starlink 8 with 58.
What's the conspiracy on that one? I'm lost.
No, I don't know. 8 and 8. And 8 and 8 add up to. Anyway.
Yep. Oh, well. But they had 3 other payloads on there with them. It was, and you can see them actually deploying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was pretty cool. What are they? Globesat? VSat?
SkySat.
SkySat.
Yeah. So let's see. Let's play that right there. You can see it actually kind of floating away. There you go. You can see it in frame now, just barely. But what's even cooler is you can see all 3 of them at once as they're deployed because it's going behind. So 1, 2. And oh dang it, I think they cut out, but yeah, you can see those Bermuda. 2 right there. Just floating away.
Yeah. That was regal. So now here's the $64,000 question, DJ. Did you watch this live? And if you did you watch the Electron launch, which also happened?
I did not watch 8 live. I was not getting up at 4 in the morning for that. Although I did watch Electron, but I did not watch this one live.
And you call yourself a space enthusiast, DJ?
Hey,
you didn't wake up
who had work this morning?
I did. No, I didn't. That was you. Yeah, so Electron also launched. They were supposed to launch yesterday, and yesterday's relative because people are listening to this on Tuesday. But when we're recording this, they were supposed to launch a couple days ago, and they didn't due to weather. Totally understandable.
Ironic because the name of it was "Don't Stop Me Now."
I know, right? Don't stop me now, 'cause the weather's gonna stop me. But
that was the reason it was called that. It was a tribute to one of the employees that they had. Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
But that happened at, let's see, what was it? Like 4 something UTC?
I don't remember the UTC time, but it was like a little past midnight here, and that was good. I mean, I'm not as fanboyish about Electron as I am about SpaceX, just because they're smaller. You know.
Yeah.
SpaceX, they're landing buildings, but Electron, they're just small buses.
Hey, they're on flight 12. On flight 17, they'll start using the helicopter.
Once that happens, that'll bring the interest level up to like 8 again. But yeah, it was still cool.
They had
I love
like
watching candles go
5 or 6 different sats on there though.
Yeah, and one was a NASA mission, right?
Yeah, one was NASA. I think one was NRO, National Reconnaissance, and then a couple others, I believe. But yeah, I mean, the cool things in these live streams though is when they disengage the 2 batteries on the second stage.
Oh yes, that is pretty cool.
And that's probably the highlight of their stream is when you see those just pop off. But I mean, it's just a normal rocket ascent on the way up, and then they, of course, since it was an NRO mission, they didn't actually show any deployment. They cut off as soon as the kick stage cut off. But their kick stage is
Yeah.
a really cool thing that we might have to talk about a lot
It's like
later.
a little mini third stage, and
Yeah.
they
Well,
keep
it's
that thing
also
lit for a
also
while.
a satellite bus. It can literally just be
Yeah.
attached to a satellite permanently and be a satellite bus.
Yeah.
Maneuvering
Yeah,
systems and all that.
right.
But
Pretty fascinating little thing they got going on there. But that was one launch, and so I stayed up for that one. So I went to bed like right after the stream cut out. But then I did set my alarm for 4 a.m. for the Starlink launch, and Starlink launch started at 4:15 or something. But I knew the stream would start at about 4, and so I woke up to my alarm going off, and I was like, "What is my alarm?" So I just iOS is alarm. The snooze button is big, and so if you're not awake, then you just click the snooze button because you're not paying attention. You're just shut up. It's like 8 minutes later it went off, and I kind of woke up a little more, and I was like, why did I set my alarm for 4 in the freaking morning? And I was turning it off, and then oh yeah, that's why. So I was in bed the entire launch, but I was sitting there watching it on my phone, and I was just like, and then it was sunrise over there, and I was just like, and it was just so pretty and glorious. Pull it up again. I want to watch the whole thing again. Let's just watch the entire launch.
Because that's the whole episode. Oh, wait, I forgot. Yeah, they didn't actually, I was scrubbing through trying to look for the release. Because last time they showed the release, but this time it was out of range.
Yeah. They
or
had a
out of
confirmation
range.
24 minutes later. Yeah. It's a flat Earth, though, so I don't understand why they couldn't have it in range. But yeah, man, that landing was on par with the excitement that I felt from the original Falcon Heavy launch with the Roadster and Starman. Like, it was that beautiful
60
and that clean.
Plus 58. So we're looking at about 478 satellites up there right now. Plus or minus 5.
Around, right?
Well, actually,
yeah.
maybe
They
minus
orbited
5.
more than that. I don't remember. I saw the number today that someone added up, but I don't remember the number.
Well, they had the first two, the 1010A, 1010B, that they were testing on, and then I think they've had maybe one or two.
Well, those weren't production though.
No, those weren't production, but I think they've had one or two of the other ones come down.
At the end of Starlink 6, we had 420 plus 60. Let's just do math here. 420.
Oh wait, I didn't add the other one.
Plus 58.
538. Yeah.
So
I forgot to add the first
non-Starlink
one.
Yeah.
So
first non-Starlink one.
Well, the test one that went up, the first one.
Yeah. Starlink 0.
Yeah.
They're forever going to be screwed up there. Yeah. So about 530 plus or minus.
And we're getting closer to that. I think it was a 700 something or 800 something number that it was to be able to actually start doing betas with it. So speaking of the beta, did you how many emails did you put in there?
Just 2. Yeah. Drew texted me the link, and I was walking outside, and I went out to the post box, and I was coming back with a package in my hand, and I literally dropped the package as I read the thing, and it wasn't ironic or dramatic. I was just like, oh, that's the package. It was just because all it was is just sign up for Starlink beta, and I was like, and then there's give us your email and we'll let you know when it's available in your area.
I called it 2 minutes after Eric Berger posted the link, and I was like,
nice,
done. 2 emails, 2 different zip codes. Let's go. Of course, it's gonna be a year to a year and a half before it's even close to where I am, though.
Yeah, those latitudes are gonna be a killer.
I'm too far south.
I think I listened to an interview with who's the COO of SpaceX right now. She's
Shotwell.
Shotwell.
Gwen
Shotwell. Thank you. She was having an interview with someone on a podcast a couple weeks ago, and she was like, let me pull up the exact wording here. Did I text you about that? I can't remember who I texted.
I'm not sure. I can't remember. Possibly.
Yeah, she said it was you. I said she said. After the 8th Starlink launch, we will have continuous global coverage, but none of a ton of availability. That'll be the private beta. And I think through the 12th and 14th launch, we should be able to provide global service on a more public scale. private or public beta. So I don't know what latitude she's talking about, because I don't know global scale. Like the Starlink satellites they got right now are not going to be global in nature. Like
no,
you're talking like the Northeast corridor plus like some of Canada and Florida. Like I don't know.
But hey, it's getting closer. I mean, they're doing it once a week at that point.
When's the next one? Do we know when the next one is?
You got a pre-launch preview pulled up? Or
I have the world's coolest app, Pocket Rocket.
Oh,
everyone should go download it.
A man of good taste.
It's $3 or something, but it is the coolest app. All right, Starlink Line 9 and Black Sky is in 8 days, 19 hours.
What? So another week and a day?
Gosh.
Okay, what pad?
Another week and a day. This is going to be from TBD.
Oh, well.
Slick TBD. Serial number unknown. Unknown first stage. There's going to be a Black Sky and a Black Sky Global 5 and 6 is going to be the shared payload again.
So it's probably going to be another 58 sats.
Yeah. Mission launch 9 operational, expected to be version 1.0 from Slick 39A. Okay,
so they're launching back from
overall.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's going to be launching.
Well, it's not Slick 39A. It's LC.
LC. I'm sorry. I just. Yeah, you're right. Launch Complex 39A. Whatever. Yeah, techie people. They're all slicks to me. Just slick. It's all super slick to just say slick. It's going to be launching on the 22nd of June at 5:22 p.m. Central Time.
What is the 22nd? That's
22nd should be
Sunday.
Sunday
Morning.
Yeah. Right before Dub. Oh
Wait.
My gosh! It's on Monday. What? Oh my gosh! This is Starlink can't do this. SpaceX you can't do this.
So what
I'm
time
going to
did
be
it
in
say
the
it
middle of 5:22 p.m. So it's not conflicting with Dub, but Drew, Randy, and I are going to be recording our reaction podcast to it at that time. I'm going to miss this launch. Man, I might have to throw it up on the teleprompter and watch it while I'm talking about Apple. That is going to be a busy day.
I'll be sitting delivering and watching that one going on.
Man, 8 days again. Wow.
Jeez.
They're flaming.
They're pumping them out.
Dude, this is... Okay, well, when's the next one after that? Starlink 10 isn't... Till June 30th? That's like...
That's
a
8
week
days.
After that.
That's another...
Oh, my God. June 30th? And between June 30th and... We're having... Okay, wow. All right, next launch. I love this app. Wow.
Mine won't open
8
for
days
some reason.
For the next launch. We have GPS 3 Columbus going up on the 30th. What time, though? It looks like we might have 2 launches at the same time. 2:55 p.m. on the 30th, Central. And then we have ANASIS 2 going up at 7 p.m. on the 30th. This has to be some kind of data issue. There's no way they're all launching on the 30th, right?
No.
Not at 7 p.m.
There has to
they're
be.
launching 3 at the same time. Okay, app. Pocket Rocket, you have failed me. You got me all excited.
Mine won't open because my beta has expired.
It's
been a while since I opened it, so I still have
I
the
would
beta.
I would highly recommend paying for Pocket Rocket. Like they have this AR feature, and like it is, they can like look at this. You can like mess around with.
Oh, that's cool.
With the really high quality render, like you can zoom up on the grid fins and. Anyway, you can put it in AR, and with the LiDAR sensor on my beautiful iPad, I can
flashy, show off, why don't you?
Occlusion. I know. No. Man, Starlink 9's going up in less than a week. My gosh, this is crazy.
Hey,
we'll have something to talk about next week now, and I'm really surprised like how they're getting their telemetry and video uplink good. Like, it's been 2 spotless launches as far as the video feeds are concerned. Like,
well, the thing is, could it possibly be Starlink helping them out with these Starlink launches? Maybe.
I don't believe so, because I'm sure Elon would have talked about that, and I'm sure they're still using the Telsat network, or Telsat. What's the one that the ISS uses? Telstar,
yeah.
Telstar. They have like 3 or 4 geo satellites that they use for communication.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're using.
No.
I think I tried researching that actually, and I think it's actually ground station based now that I remember. I don't remember.
Probably.
Yeah. I don't know. But they're doing a good job, whatever it is. And then like the fact that they don't have any glitches on the drone ship anymore. Like that was always the most frustrating part of watching a SpaceX launched live. Like it was like, okay.
Right as it
I
lands.
see the flame.
Black.
Ah, no! And then you wait for 10 seconds, and then it's like, yes! Or you just see the remains of a rapidly disassembled Falcon 9. One of the two.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, hey, anything else? Let's see, what else happened here?
I think we pretty much covered it all.
Yeah. My goal with these shows is not to specifically hit a time goal, because I know there are going to be some weeks where we don't have a whole lot to talk about.
This would be our shortest one for sure, though, so far.
I think actually my interview with Michael was just barely over 40 minutes, so this will be a little bit longer than the last one.
Short.
For us, it would be our shortest. I think not because we didn't have enough to talk about. We didn't draw it out as much as we could have. Like we could have talked about the little cut on his head for like, an hour if we wanted to talk about how blood
doesn't function the same.
Yeah, the viscosity of the surface tension of the blood keeps it all in a blob on his bald head.
Somebody's gonna be screaming at you now just because they don't like talking about blood.
We're probably demonetized now, but joke's on you. We're not monetized. Hey, subscribe to this channel. I don't know if I've said that before. Drew was telling me today, you need to ask people to subscribe because we hit our watch time on monetization for the podcast channel, but we haven't hit the subscriber count yet. So I kind of feel a little, I don't know. I feel like I don't want to be that kind of YouTuber. Hey, please smash subscribe. But after
don't forget that like button.
Hey, Grant. After we're monetized, we won't ask you again because subscriptions mean nothing, really, except for the fact that we can start making money. Anyway, I think that's it. Any closing thoughts here?
I really don't think so. Other than let's get 8 more days and another Starlink up.
Pointy end up, flamey end down. I'm Nick, seeing the stars.